Wherever you are in the world, welcome to Radio Works. This is Kim, your forever young host, and I'm here with Marina this morning. Good morning, Marina.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be here. And you know, I think Friday is the new Sunday. What do you think?
I love Fridays. It's to me the start of. I get up and I talk to you, and it's normally the start of a very exciting weekend for me. Doing lovely things with my family and go for walks and enjoying the countryside and all kinds of things. And as I've been watching you this week, walking along with your camera and looking at all the amazing blossoms, and it reflected what I've been doing, walking around looking at the blossoms. And I'm definitely going to be walking down some blossom lined roads in the next couple of days. So I'm really looking forward to my weekend. And Friday morning, as far as I'm concerned, is the start of the weekend. So.
Wow. And you know, I think most people, when they say natural beauty, they refer to the trees, to the mountains, to everything outside themselves. But for me, natural beauty starts within, starts with you. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think when we are, happy in ourselves, when we're we've been talking about a lot about being true to yourself and working within your core values. And I think if you're doing that, then it helps you to feel glowing inside. And when you glow inside, I think you glow outside. Yeah.
I want to mention to our listeners who perhaps are tuning in for the very first time into your show about what blossomed within you recently. What happened?
Well, I had an idea. There were a few ideas I've been stewing over for a long time, and then one day I was thinking about various different things, and they all kind of came together. And one of them was the Life Balance Circle, as you know. Another was networking, another was masterminding, and I thought, wouldn't it be amazing to have a group where people could come from all of those areas, and we could all work together to create a kind of community of support, and where we help to raise each other's brands, and where we take advantage of each other's business where we need to improve ourselves, or if somebody's got because we can't all be good at everything, but we're all good at something. And you reminded me of that, and you were the one that inspired me to kind of go along this path. Really, it was your inspiration that helped me to think about the idea. And so it all came to fruition, and I spoke to you about it, and you took my little idea and turned it into a massive idea, and now we're going to do a big event in a park in London, because you reminded me that was my idea a few years ago. And
but Kim, you see, most people will think, wow, I could write a book, and maybe somebody one day will find it and turn it into a movie. But what you are saying is, I'm writing this book because I live forward and I'm paying back, because I'm so grateful to the world being so wonderful. And you had your own struggles, you faced huge challenges, and yet you learn from it in a way that you become yourself aware of your own powers and how to overcome these struggles and how to turn it into pure gold. And I know in your book, which is the second book of the book series Forever Young, this time is Forever Young, living it forward and paying it back. So it is, you are talking about the art of feeling young, of staying young at heart. And I'm 55 years young. When I met you, I was 51 years old. So that explains a lot for our listeners who don't know the story behind your story. And I think your intention is to create a space, a fulfilling space where people could come, enter this circle, Forever Young, and share their journey and share the upside downs, the victory moments, and put everything under the same sky. Because I think a room, saying just under the same room, in the same room, under the same roof, it's very limiting. So your event is going to be hosted in a park during the British summer, this summer in July, I think. We are going to have the date very soon once we confirm the location for the event. And people from all over the world will come to share their passion, their craft, their message, their story, and their own solutions to a better life, to well-being, to their own key to feeling younger. Because you've been talking before about getting to a point in your life where being young is a state of mind, and of course it's a lot of work involved. So you have to work with yourself. So what are the key steps for somebody to start working with themselves, for our listeners to start working with themselves and focus on themselves, not in a selfish way, but in a fulfilling way?
Well, I work with the life balance wheel a bit, because I think that helps people to kind of see where the areas of their life that they're doing really well in are compared to the areas of their life where they're not so fulfilled. And there are lots of them online, but also I've created one in my book, as you know. So when the book comes out, it helps people, it kind of gives people an idea of what goes in those areas, because sometimes I think that when you look at them, you think, I don't really understand what's supposed to go in them, or actually that doesn't really work for me. So for instance, like in the relationship area, you yourself, you're not a married lady, and you've been a widow.
Yes, I've been a widow for most of my life.
But that you've kind of decided that you are a whole person on your own. You don't need somebody else to fulfill you. And I know that you had great societal pressure when you were young to find another partner, and I think that that having a relationship area on there could make people have that feeling, that pressure that, oh, I'm no good. This is no good. This isn't going to work for me because I don't do this, or I don't do that in the circle. That I don't, like I'm a stay-at-home mum. What have I got to do with income and wealth? That's not my area. But I think there are ways of looking at things. You don't have to fit into pockets. It's about what works for you in your head, and what works for you. You decided to empower yourself, that you don't have to be validated by another person. And somebody else might decide, actually, I'd really like somebody else in my life. And so anything is valid in this. It's where you feel that the numbers stack up, if you like. So
so you are saying that each one of us is unique, and each one of us got the right and the chance to fulfill their own life in a way that has never been done before, in a way that you don't need to follow a stereotype, or you don't need to become what other people want you to become. You have to stay true to yourself. You have to listen to your heart, in other words, and that will give you clarity, and that will give you a purpose. So you're right in saying that I made a choice, but that choice I made is based on my own standards. I really believe that the standards of your thinking determine the standards of your life. So I did not think it's right for me to find somebody else to raise my children. I didn't think it's right for my children or for that person. So I didn't think I'm not capable of raising my own children. I didn't think that is somebody else's responsibility. So I become whatever I was needed to be at the time. So being a mother and a father is never easy. And I don't necessarily knew how to do that, but I just follow my heart. I just thought, you know, this is right, and what feels right for me is what matters. And of course, different things will feel in a different way to different people. But at the end of the day, if you don't listen to your heart, who is going to listen to your heart? So it's almost to do with your inner light. Is you don't want to live somebody else's life, or you don't want to become somebody else just to please other people. You really have to remember that this is you, and you have to remember where you want to go. At the time, I wanted to my children to be amazing people, and they are, and become good people. So being amazing within themselves, to realize that it's always a journey, it's always a growing into the next idea, into the next dream. And it's almost like I never thought it's somebody else's job to be me.
Yeah. And I was going to say, the other thing is that you can change your mind about things as well.
Yes.
So you might decide to go and find yourself a partner now, and a stay-at-home mum probably at some point will think, okay, now I do want a career. And there are lots of places in your life where you can kind of change your mind about what's important to you, what you're interested in, what you love. You might find something new you love doing. That's fine. So that will changes all of the time, and we change all of the time. And I think I talk about having a kind of an aim in life, or somewhere that you're heading towards, but you know, the road's not straight, and sometimes we decide to change the destination a bit, and that's fine. But what's not fine is having no destination.
Yes. So you are talking about destinations, and you are talking about tools, and I'm thinking, actually, your book is a map. It's you produced a map with all the resources that somebody needs to guide themselves, to become their inner teacher, to mentor themselves, to inspire themselves. And of course, you can't do it. It's very difficult to do it by yourself, because we are social entities, and you have to be part of a community where you feel welcome. You feel that the energy is right. You feel that your vibrational campus is resonating with the others, and I think that's very important. One of the major things or challenges for me personally, it was connecting with the people who were dealing with the same not challenges, what's the word I'm looking for, with the same transformational change. Because there are people who they think that they because they become what is expected of them, they don't need to do anything, they don't need to become anything, so they become stagnant. So I could never relate with this kind of people. Not that I don't love them, of course I do, but I just could not grow with them. So growing. So what I'm getting from your book is this organic growth. You grow into the person who can, and you are providing the tools, not only the directions to throughout this unknown journey, but the tools. So it's almost like you have a compass. You know, it's all there, and you just need to focus. You need to focus on what you want. How would somebody who is living a very transactional life and is delivering exactly what other people expect of them could go into a field of into the field of transformational change and not feel lost?
I think, firstly, you need a community of people that are feeling the same way as you, that are moving on. And I know that you've got a community of people like that people can come and join, and that's what I also want to create with my Forever Young Circle. But also, I think maybe just start with some simple things. Get yourself some goals. Maybe just small goals to start with, and a vision board. And people will think you are insane. Your family will think you are insane if you've never used a vision board and you suddenly start using your Pritt stick and creating a picture and saying it's my vision board. And if I think about it, I'm going to achieve things. People will think you're completely crazy, but just try it.
So basically, the book is the solution to alienation and personal growth. Because even when you discover there is more to life, even when you discover there is more to yourself, even when you start being amazed of what you could deliver, because you are creating all the time, but there is no place where you could deliver your ideas. But you created that solution. So people don't need to struggle. They don't need to feel alienated anymore. There is a place, and it's called the Forever Young Circle, where they could bring their greatness, they could bring their ideas, they could turn themselves from into a butterfly. Because that process, when you grow your own wings, is very painful on its own. And if there is no support, the chances are you will never grow your wings. You'll feel you are not good enough, you are not young enough, you are not smart enough. All these things coming into your mind as a result of social conditioning, as a result of your own limiting beliefs. Now you found a solution. You are thinking that there is only one place I know, and that is the world. And the world we are creating is the world we are in. And you are saying the world is your oyster. So tell us more, or the key message for our listeners when it comes to paying forward.
I think that when we're acting within our core values and trying to move forward with various areas of our lives, that one of the really important areas is the social and the area that's about social responsibility and things, and that you can work within that, and as you start to work within that area, but also work on yourself and work in your core values, then you start to fulfill things inside of you. We all, I think, naturally are better people for helping other people, and so giving people a leg up. Even if they're higher on the ladder than you, you can still give them a bit of support up. You know, even if you're the bottom rung, you can still give other people a leg up. Some people are not even on a rung.
Yes. So you are saying that each one of us got a precious gift, the gift of giving, and the way to achieve that gift, to make it happen, to make it a reality, is to support each other, to complete each other, and don't think of not being good enough already. Don't feel that you are less than others, because that's not even an option. So you really need to decide that this is who I am, this is what I could offer, this is who somebody else might need, and you just need to make yourself available so people could find you. And you are helping the members of the inner circle to be visible, to connect, to get together. And the whole idea is that when you lift somebody up, it's like going up on a mountain. But what's happening, you upgrade your own spiritual level to a new heights. And from that place, when you look down on your own stress, or reasons for stress, or on your own challenges, your own difficulties, you start suddenly having a new perspective. And you can see the bigger picture. You can see that you are never alone. And life is what you make of it. Wow, I so enjoyed reading your book, and I'm so grateful you gathered the courage, and I know you had to face huge obstacles to create this space, but what can stop you? Who can stop you? You are unstoppable, and I can't wait to hug you on the red carpet. It seems that we only meet on the red carpet, and share your inner greatness with amazing people who now have a home for being and feeling forever young. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.